The quest continues to find natural uncharred tinder in the wild that will reliably take a spark from a flint and steel. I'm Luke, this is Wilderness Strong, and with flint and steel constantly on our minds, we had to do some rock shopping at our local island on the river, because doing flint and steel tests on over 100 plants quickly depletes your rock supply. But we came away from this outing with way more than just rocks. We discovered something amazing. But our beaver friends did not seem too happy to share the river with us as they were escorting us downstream, making quite the ruckus the entire way. Not all the animals objected to our visit, and considering how many decades we've been coming to this island to collect rocks, it could just be that most of the wildlife have gotten used to our visits by now. So we had no trouble finding the rocks we needed, and we had a great time doing it as always. But that wasn't even the most valuable thing we left this island with. You see, before we left, we started paying attention to a plant called mugwort, which we haven't really given much thought to over the years. In fact, we never even took the time to identify it, which is a bit surprising considering we've spent most of our lives studying the plants in this area and specifically how they were used in primitive times. But having flint and steel on the mind now, we decided to give mugwort a go and see if it could hold a spark from a flint and steel, and here's what happened. It took a while to get our first ember, but eventually it was actually successful. But of course we couldn't just stop there. We had to make sure we could get it again to see if it could be added to our list of reliable tinders that could take a spark from a flint and steel. Now, after 2 successes out in the wild, we decided we better collect a lot more of this mugwort so we can do some more research at home. So back at home, we decided we needed to try dried green mugwort, which was just barely successful. But it took way too many strikes for us to consider it reliable, but at least we learned that it is possible. We're not going to factor it into any of our averages and data in this video because we're not even considering it for contention to be considered reliable. But we do want to compare hand-processed dead mugwort leaves to bowl-processed, while also comparing the gray dead leaves to the brown dead leaves. The hand-processed gray leaves were pretty successful, 6 embers in a row and an average of 33 strikes per ember. Now that's not good enough to beat out some of our other no-char tinders, but considering it was hand-processed, that's still pretty good. But more experiments needed to be done. So we tried processing the gray leaves in a bowl, and it produced something incredible. 20 successful embers in a row and a 12-strike average. Now that's something to pay attention to. Maybe mugwort is in contention after all to be one of our top no-char tinders. In fact, the next day we did it again, processed in a bowl, and it produced these amazing results. Okay, time to move on to the brown leaves, hand processed to start. We got 20 straight embers and a 12-strike average. Now that is absolutely consistent and reliable territory. But we better process these leaves in a bowl and see what the difference is. Wow, best yet. 30 straight embers and only a 7-strike average. That leaves little room for debate. Dead brown mugwort leaves processed and pounded in a bowl is an incredible no-char tinder for flint and steel. And after several days of researching mugwort, which produced 70 embers altogether and an impressive 10-strike average overall, we have to say we are glad we finally gave mugwort some attention after all these years. Mugwort is just the first of many exciting discoveries we've made lately with flint and steel, and we promise the rest of the plants on our huge, ever-growing success list are coming your way. Make sure you're subscribed with notifications on, and hey, leave us a comment if you have some ideas for plants we may have missed that might take a spark from a flint and steel uncharred. Thanks for watching.